Hello loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosie and I love nails. If you do too, feel free to subscribe. So getting right into this video, I have already shaped the tips and I am just applying my acrylic. I'm picking up a medium-sized bead and applying it on the nail where the natural nail and the tip meet. And then I am going in with just a bit smaller than a medium-sized bead, and I am getting into the nail bed, making sure I get up to the cuticle, and then bringing that down and blending it in with the rest of the product. And then just picking up a third bead and making sure that my apex looks like it should. I'm not too worried about it in this set because it is just my practice hand. So I ultimately just want the application to be smooth, which I don't really have a problem with. And then I'm just going to do that on the rest of the nails. So I'm going to tell you guys right now that I absolutely love this set and how it turned out. I came across an Instagram post. I couldn't tell you by who, but I really liked the set. There was just a couple things that I really did not like so much about it. So I had remembered there's a couple things I wanted to do, and I'm obsessed with those 3D gel flowers, of course. They're beautiful every time. And I knew I wanted to insert one of those, but the nail that it was on in the set was on a French, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I don't like that you can see the French underneath the flower so much, even when the flower is painted. So instead of doing my flower on top of a French tip, I did it on top of a aura, because I just think it's so beautiful. And I really wanted to try one of those seashell nails. Did that, love how that looks. I added a couple pearls around my other French tips, and I think that's gorgeous. Like, the whole set just really fits together. I wish I could find the picture of the set that I actually caught some inspiration from, but I'd be struggling with space and I had to delete it to edit this video. So, but I basically just kind of went off of the layout of the nails a little bit. But I did replace a couple of design aspects with different things that I've been wanting to try. So, yeah. And I can't even tell you how upset I am that not most of it, but some of the actual design footage was blurry because somehow my phone camera decided to zoom out all on its own. And so it's trying to concentrate or focus on my whole arm of tattoos. And every time I press play when I edit the video, the image just it immediately goes blurry. Like, when it's paused, it's pretty legible, it's all right, but when I press play, it's just like, no, take this somewhere else. I don't want it. No, thank you. So I did have to cut out me painting the edge of the flower and me placing the pearls, and it's so lovely. So I have now a mental note that I need to make sure the focus lock is on and check my footage more often, which in between steps, I do stop recording. Because in the past, I've recorded just footages that are way too long, and then they take too long to upload to even edit. So to minimize some of that, and just the empty space where I'm nothing's happening because I'm getting stuff out to do the design and get ready for it, I've minimized all that so that I don't have a problem with it. But I don't know what made my phone zoom out, because towards the end of the clip, it did actually zoom back in. And I'm telling you, it was all on its own. But I'm just glad that the pictures, the actual like reveal shot pictures of these nails are gorgeous, and you can see the detail of the nails. So it like kind of makes up for it. But I kind of wish you could see the process of me do it. You kind of can, just not some of, the details. But these nails are still lovely. I still love them. I love how they turned out. I hope you guys do too. I did go through and shape the nails already after the application with my hand file. I just made sure to make sure the sides are nice and clean, the shape looks like I want it to, and to smooth over the top a little bit. And now I'm just going in with my sanding band and making sure the cuticle is nice and flush. I do this with my sanding band because my cuticle application has gotten pretty good, and I don't really need a more coarse bit than this. So this works perfectly fine for me. Now going in with my matte top coat, and I'm just making sure I have a thin but even layer on there, and then curing it and wiping it when it comes out of the lamp. Using my pigment powders on a makeup brush, I'm just making sure that I get right in the center of the nail, making sure the center is the opacest, if that's even a word. And just working the color out, and then doing another layer of top coat, cure, and then pigment powder. And I'm pretty sure I did another layer of matte top coat just because I'm going to be painting on top, and I saved myself because the little lines were just not turning out how I wanted to, so I did take them off a couple times. And so doing that last layer of top coat, I didn't wipe off any of the aura and have to do it again every time I wiped. Now moving on, I'm taking, I think, Barbie Pink from Madame Glam, and just doing a French tip. I'm doing a French tip on all of the fingers but the ring finger, the pinky and pointer finger being a Barbie Pink French tip, and then the middle finger will actually be a white French tip, but I'll speak more on that when we get to that point. Now moving on to the white French tip, I'm just taking a white gel liner, and I am doing the same exact thing I did for the pink ones, except for I'm not going to cure after I do the whole French. I am then going to take my detail brush and dip it in the with the pink, or well, I guess I don't have to because it's already filled with the pink. But I'm just going to take that and drag the pink, following the shape of the French tip down the nail, into the uncured white gel liner, so that it leaves like this really cool seashell effect. And I do it a couple times, and I also make sure to go back over it just so that it disperses the color a little better, and so there's not just this very, very harsh line of pink in the seashell. It actually does look pretty natural for, I guess, what you'd say seashell would, or well, out of gel polish too. I did also think that adding some gold into the seashell lines would be very cool, because my flower is going to be outlined in gold. So I thought that that would bring it together a little more, and it actually looks really nice. I did cure after I added in the pink though, just because I wanted the gold to be nice and saturated. So I'm taking that same gel liner and just adding some, I don't know what these are really called. I think everybody just calls them lines. They just like they look like two little grass sticking up out the ground at the same spot. And then some dots next to them, of course. And I'm pretty sure these are very 90s design aspect, these lines. But I just did them at both ends of my ring fingernail, and then cured that as well. Moving on to the 3D of the nails, I'm taking my McCart rhinestone glue on my detail brush, and I'm just creating some swoops from the outside of the nails going into the middle on the pink French tips. And then on the seashell nail, I will actually be making the 3D in more of a seashell shape. Wow, that's a tongue twister. But that's what I'm doing right now. I did cure in between every couple lines just because this stuff, it does spread out rather quickly, and I wanted them to be nice and visible. The seashell ones did not end up that visible, but I think it still looks good. In person, it does look good. The lines just are not as popped out. There may also be a bit of a too thick layer of top coat on there. I'm not sure. I could have also gone over with another layer of the rhinestone glue, and it would have been okay. I had already pre-rolled out my balls of the 3D sculpting gel. So I just picked them up quick, placed them where I want my petals to be on the nail, and then taking my silicone cone tool, I am just pressing out the petals, making sure they look nice and how I want them to. And then once that looks how I like it, I am going to cure it in the lamp. I do cure after like pretty much everything I do. I just don't want things to move or get messed up, because I do occasionally drag my fingers through some things, or well, my nails. Going back in with that Barbie pink color, I'm just going to add some little details inside the flowers. It's really just two lines coming out in a V shape from the middle of the flower, and then curing that as well. And then going back in with my gold painting gel, because I don't have this piece of footage. And I'm just outlining the flower, as it did. Skipped over it. Just going through top coating the middle nail now. I did top coat the pointer and pinky finger, and added the pearls in while it was still wet and then cured them after each nail. So I'm just doing the same thing to the middle fingernail. Instead of adding pearls like on the other two, I am adding some little gold charms, I guess you would call them, with a few pearls, and then curing that in place. And then after that, top coating the flower nail, making sure to get all nice up in the crevices and getting the flower really well, and then placing a pearl in the middle of the flower. Like I said, I'm glad the reveal shots came out because I'm upset that you guys had to miss some of the design. But after this is actually the last of the footage I have. So I want you guys to let me know down below how you feel about this set. If you think there's anything I should change. Also, you guys can comment some ideas for future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, and turn on that post notification bell. Look at these. Yes, they look good. But yeah, I think that's all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Weezy out of here.